Hurley, let's say our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Harley, today we're wearing our orange. June 2nd was National Gun Violence Awareness Day, a day that was founded in honor of a young lady who died from gunshots in Chicago. This young lady, her name was Hadith, had just marched in the presidential inauguration parade the same month. June 2nd would have been her 18th.
Chicago, Chicago, my kind of town. I love Chicago, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I've had some great times in Chicago. Some of the greatest joy in my life came when I lived in Chicago. The birth of my son, my daughter going to kindergarten, my daughter going to first grade, my daughter graduating from high school. Both my children were baptized in Chicago. Both of them had First Communion in Chicago. And my son, interestingly enough, he enjoyed being an altar boy. At one time, I thought my son was going to be a priest. I said, oh, he's a pre-priest. But one of his favorite tasks, favorite jobs, was being a school crossing guard. Whether it was sunny, rainy, or snowy, he was on his job. He took full responsibility for that job and was very proud to have that job. Some of my best friends, long life friends, I met in Chicago. My friends come from neighbors, from colleagues, from working at the school. I've had Chicago attached to my heart for such a long time. My family that I had when I lived in Chicago, my big mama, my Archie, my mother dear, such wonderful people in my life and in my children's lives. So when I see all the pain that's coming from the shootings in Chicago, I am just hurt. And I recognize and realize this is a complex, perplexing problem. There's no simple answer to it. But I can't just say, since it's so complex and so big, I have no responsibility. Just like this family started this Orange Day, it might be a little step, but it's going to be a step in the right direction. And I'm going to find my step that I can take in the right direction to help stop these shootings.
Roy's words. I am from Chicago, a city that I once thought would be the only place I would call home and ever want to live. As I sit in a Texas state prison awaiting my release in 30 months or so, I am deeply troubled by the gun violence that accompanies being black and poor in Chicago and other urban environments. I'm reminded about this problem daily when I look around me. I see young black and brown males who have been transported like me to this jail in a prison van with chains around their feet and hands and then chained again around their waists to the person beside them. I am the fortunate one. I have a mother, father, sister, and others who love and support me. However, most of them have left families, homes, and communities that I can only imagine. Houses and apartments that smell different, refrigerators that may be empty, sleeping with brothers on beds with unwashed sheets, going to failing schools. The environment they see, touch, and smell they wouldn't wish on anybody. But that is their reality. So they try to create self-value by any means necessary, whether that be selling drugs, robbery, or approaching any slight provocation with a gun, which then turns into a murder to show the world that I am somebody. I am a man. They lose no sleep over ending another person's life, whereas I will always have a hold in my heart and soul for Officer Medlin and his family. If we have hopes of ever righting the wrongs in our community, we best all strive to be self-sustaining. For me, I dream of being an entrepreneur, owning a business. While I have difficulty thinking anything positive is associated with being in prison, I have taken this time to learn, and learn, reading hundreds of books. I have plans to invest in my people and my community, one person at a time, and I'm already on my way. I made a friend with a fellow inmate who says that I am the first person in his life who has believed in him, believed that he could have a different path. If we continue to believe our mayors, governors, and presidents are going to fix our communities, if we believe that Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and other lookalikes are going to rescue our communities, if so, we may as well believe that Santa Claus really does come down the chimney on December 24th, and that the Easter Bunny shows up with a basket and the Tooth Fairy finds all the little children who have lost their teeth. I am the answer, and so are you.